dear viewers, esteemed patrons of our institutions, and all those joining us today, a hearty Sairam and warm welcome to the third episode of Education for Transformation webinar series. I am Sriranga, hailing from a small village in Chitradurga district in the state of Karnataka, South India. I am one of the many fortunate beneficiaries of this institution. I began my journey here for my 8th grade and continued my education to post-graduation in Sanskrit. Inspired by our founder Sri Madhusudan Sai and my dedicated teachers, I returned to serve in my institution. Currently, I am serving as a Deputy Director at Sri Sathya Sai Anantaniketanam campus at Mysore. I consider this mission a wonderful opportunity for me to contribute to the field of education and impart its true essence to the next generation. It is simply about passing on whatever I have learnt in this institution to my own little brothers who need inspiration and guidance. Joining me today as co-host is Sister Reshma. I would like to request Sister Reshma.
Namaste and good evening. My name is Reshma. I am currently serving as Deputy Director at Sri Sathya Sai Prashanti Niketanam Girls Pre-University College at Kondapaka in Telangana state of Southern India. My educational journey with Sathya Sai institutions began for my 6th grade at Jaipura campus and continued till my postgraduate studies in physics. It has been a very memorable journey with lot of learnings. I am blessed to be able to join back my alma mater, moving from rights to responsibilities, from a beneficiary to a benefactor, from being handheld to holding hands. I feel so empowered and fulfilled to be part of this educational institution. The topic we are covering in today's webinar, A Day in the Gurukulam, will give a glimpse into how our education system has drawn inspiration from ancient Indian ideals and made it applicable to the country.
There is a beautiful Kannada proverb which says, Hale bedu hosa chiguru kudidare mara sobagu. It means a tree with old roots and new shoots is the most beautiful. Combining modern sciences with ancient wisdom and values in the field of education is the surest path to universal welfare. Ours is simply an effort to restore our forgotten values and culture and to revive the very soul of education system. By carefully analyzing how to formulate a system in which we can nurture human values in children both effectively and naturally, our founder Sri Madhusudan Sai has drawn out the principles of Gurukulam from the ancient Indian epic Ramayana. In Ramayana, sage Vasishtha extols the qualities of his disciples, the 4 brothers Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata and Shatrughna, to King Dasharatha at the end of their education. He mainly speaks of 4 qualities. They are Sarve Veda Vidaha Dhiraha, to be well versed in scriptures and to be able to discriminate between what is right and what is wrong. Sarve Gnanopasampannaha, which means to be equipped with all forms of knowledge. Sarve Samudita Gunaihi, to be a repository of all good values and virtues. And the last one, the most important one, is Sarve Loka Hite Rataha, to be ever engaged in the welfare of the world by using one's abilities, talents and knowledge that are imbibed at our Gurukulam. This 4th quality is the culmination of all the 3 qualities that were mentioned above. This is the goal of our education system, where we try to nurture and bring out these qualities in all our students.
In our campuses, we have children coming from diverse backgrounds and cultures. Making a beautiful sculpture out of each of these children by chiseling away the unwanted part is the journey and the destination of our education system. This chiseling cannot happen overnight. It is rather a constant everyday process, and for this we have a well thought out routine which has been personally curated by our founder Sri Madhusudan Sai himself. The routine is very engaging one that gives no place for idleness in the mind. The Gurukulam routine is meant to bring about a holistic development of physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being of the student, keeping bright in their intellect, good in their character, and noble in their actions. Staying with them, we are the direct witness as to how each child is blossoming into their full potential. We see them day in and day out as to how this daily routine is having a long-lasting impact in their lives and their personalities too.
Before we proceed any further, we'll have a short video that will give us a glimpse of a day in Gurukulam.
At our institutions, it is completely a residential model, taking inspiration from the ancient Gurukulam model where students live with their gurus until they complete their education. Our campuses are situated in the rural areas away from the disturbances of the cities and towns so that they can live and learn in a peaceful environment in the lap of nature. In this system, the daily schedule is designed in such a way that every minute is spent efficiently and purposefully with the attention given to all the aspects of the child's character. The day is thoughtfully divided into 3 distinct 8-hour segments, each one of them reflecting on the 3 gunas or the natural qualities, Sathvik or contemplative, Rajasic or active, and Tamasic or restful.
Our day starts at 4:30 a.m. when we wake up. We consider this time of the day as Satvik, which is when our mind is fresh and clear. So we do our morning prayers and meditation during this time.
At 5:30 we do some exercise such as yoga or jogging. This morning exercise helps us to improve our physical and mental well-being. After that, we have a protein drink.
Then we shower and get ready for the day ahead. Between 6:30 to 7 o'clock, we have time for self-study and to clean our rooms and then have breakfast.
We are given 2 different items for breakfast every day and also sprouts and a glass of milk.
My favorite breakfast is idli. I like puliyogre.
I like dosa.
My favorite breakfast is pongal. I like puri.
During this time, we catch up on the latest news and general knowledge from India and around the world.
Between 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. is the Rajasic time, which is when our mind is most active.
We start this part of the day with school assembly, which includes a multi-faith prayer, and every day we take turns to give short talks on values, and this helps to build our confidence.
Sanatana Dharma is not a religion, whereas Hinduism is a religion which emerged on the basis of Sanatana Dharma.
From 8:15, we have our academic classes, which covers all the regular subjects like maths, science, history, etc., with a short break for some fruits or juice. At 12:15, we have our lunch.
After lunch, we have half an hour for rest or nap before resuming our classes at 1:30.
These are usually discussion-based classes or practicals or even revision of previous classes. We also have adult tinkering and STEM labs which allow us to learn in a more hands-on way and explore our innovative ideas.
I like physics because it teaches me about the fundamental principles of the universe.
I like biology as it teaches us about the human body, about our organs and how they function.
My favorite subject is history because it teaches us about the ancient times.
I like Kannada because I can read so many stories, I can read so many poems.
My favorite subject is Sanskrit because it is Deva Bhasha and it is difficult to understand but it is easy to speak. My favorite subject is science because we get to know about our environment and about our nature.
At 4 o'clock, we have snacks, and then it's a time we all look forward to, which are sports and games. We can also spend time in any other interests like music, dance or arts.
Then we'll freshen up before attending the evening prayers at 5:40 when we gather together for devotional singing and meditation.
At 7 o'clock, we have our dinner. The menu of all our meals are designed in such a way that our diet is well balanced and it contains all the nutrients to keep us healthy.
At 7:30, we have our Paravidya classes where we learn about spiritual and philosophical concepts. This involves the study of ancient Indian texts such as the Upanishads or Bhagavad Gita. These classes are important because they teach us the greater truths that help us to lead a more balanced life.
In our Gurukulam, we learn that it's not just about knowledge, but what we do with it. That's important. 8 p.m. is the beginning of the tamasic time of the day, which is meant for rest and sleep.
So, at 9 p.m., we have a glass of hot milk before chanting the Hanuman Chalisa.
By chanting the Hanuman Chalisa, we imbibe the qualities of Lord Hanuman, which are strength, courage, and intelligence.
Before going to bed, we take a few minutes to reflect on our day and write down the things we are grateful for.
After such a packed day, it's very easy to fall asleep. We are so well taken care of in our hostels, and we have so many friends that we do not even feel homesick. We are just with our bigger family. That's how it feels.
We live together, learn together, and grow together.
This routine is universal, whether you are in grade 6, in university, or a medical student. The diversity that is built into the student's day is very deliberate. We aim at the overall development of every child, and you cannot do that from just a classroom. So, our goal is not just to produce educated people, but to nurture, inspire, and transform them into good people who will safeguard our tomorrow.
Our institution believes in the joy of learning. So, as mentioned in the video, the uniqueness of our schedule lies in how we use our time intelligently to do the right things at the right time without overdoing it or underdoing it. Coming to the day, 24 hours of the day is divided into 3 portions of 8 hours each. The first one from morning 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. and evening 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. is the Sattvic time, which is most conducive for spiritual practices and contemplation. The second one from morning 8 a.m. to evening 4 p.m. is the Rajasic period, which is most suitable for activity and learning. And from evening 8 p.m. to the morning 4 a.m. is the Tamasic period, which is meant for rest and relaxation. These periods are not some random divisions. They are very well connected and related to how the nature around us functions. For example, the early morning hours is called the Brahma Muhurtam. Using this time for all these practices, spiritual practices and contemplation are very, very useful and sets the tone for the day, because our body is relaxed and our mind is fresh after a good sleep. Doing all the spiritual practices during this time really sets the tone for the day. Well, only the ones who experience this schedule day in and day out can truly explain it. Today's webinar is a very special one, as we have 3 of our own students join us on the panel, and they will take us through their daily schedule and share with us their learnings at the Gurukulam. Let's welcome Shivani, a grade 10 student from Prashanti Balamandira Girls High School, Chikbalapur.
Sairam.
Tej Krishna and Pranav, grade 7 students from Sri Sathya Sai Loka Seva Gurukulam, Muddenahalli campus.
Namaste.
Good evening to all.
We will also have a question and answer session at the end of the webinar. We encourage all our viewers to put forth any relevant questions in the chat box.
The day in our Gurukulam begins at 4:30 a.m., which is the Sattvic period. Pranav, you have studied in schools outside, and when you joined here for your 6th grade for the Gurukulam, you had to let go of your homely comforts and adapt to this new schedule of the Gurukulam. Tell us, how was it? Was it easy, difficult? How was it? And now that you are in the second year of your hostel life, can you please take us through the initial days of the Gurukulam?
Sure, Akka. I was very excited to join the hostel, but it was very difficult for me to wake up early in the morning, as I used to wake up late at home. But gradually, early to bed, early to rise became a habit in me, and now, even on holidays in Gurukulam, I wake up at 4:30. I realized that once we wake up early in the morning and do our regular practices, it becomes easy. We would not even want to miss it even a day. It's really refreshing.
That is really true, Pranav. We start our day with the chanting of the Omkaram, which is considered the primordial sound of creation. It is a powerful practice that purifies the environment, creates positive energy, and improves our concentration and memory. Following this, we chant the Pratasmarami Stotram written by Sri Adi Shankaracharya, which reminds us of our innate divinity. What better way can there be to start our day than to give ourselves this most purifying and powerful affirmation?
So true, Shivani. When you start the day with such positive vibes, I'm sure the day would definitely be amazing. Tej, can you explain what follows the morning prayers?
Next is the yoga time, where we do some stretches and postures. Practicing yoga in the morning improves our focus and concentration. Recently, all our campuses had observed International Yoga Day on 21st of June.
Tej and Pranav, why don't you mention few of the asanas that you do daily and mention their significance too?
Sure, Akka. Vrikshasana strengthens the limbs and helps us to focus more.
Tadasana helps in good blood circulation.
Trikonasana, it helps in digestion and it also heals back pain.
We also do Surya Namaskar. And finally, Shavasana, which is my favorite, where we lie flat on the back and simply relax.
We also practice some breathing techniques known as pranayama, which help us calm the mind, because mind and breath are closely related. Jogging and other warm-up exercises are also part of this session. Maintaining good health in both body and mind is very important for us to be able to lead purposeful lives.
Well said, Shivani. You all have so wonderfully explained the concept of sound mind in sound body. Only when body and mind are in balance can life be joyful. Pranav, what follows the exercise?
After this rigorous morning workout, we are given a hot protein drink, which is called the Saisho Supplement Mix. It is malt-based, ragi or millet-based. It is produced in the Saisho factory just adjacent to our campus.
Adding on to what Pranav just said, this morning tasty health drink is not only for the students who are studying in our institutions, but it is also distributed to around 9 million children studying at various government schools across India through the Annapurna Morning Breakfast Program, which is India's leading morning nutrition program for rural children. Coming back to the schedule, Tej, what do you do next?
Next is room cleaning time. We clean our rooms and tidy up our classrooms. The best room that maintains cleanliness are given prizes every month. After I started cleaning myself in my room, I know the importance of keeping it clean.
That's so nice to hear, Tej. That means you are learning to be independent or rather self-dependent. It is said, cleanliness is next to godliness. When you are clean and organized, others are also inspired by you and they would also want to follow the same. And regarding what you mentioned about the idea of giving prizes, that is something really innovative and encouraging. Shivani, why don't you take us to the next aspect schedule?
After our cleaning, we go for a bath and get ready for breakfast. Our breakfast menu consists of 2 varieties of items along with a handful of sprouts and a glass of milk. Idli, dosa, puri, poha are some of the items served. My favorite food item is puri. What are yours, Pranav and Tej?
Mine is puri and puliyogre.
Mine is masala dosa.
That's a lot of variety of items for breakfast. I'm just wondering if this much of variety of items are made in our own homes for breakfast. Here, I would like to bring in a small incident that happened at Mysore campus. During the holidays, I got a call from a single parent whose child had just started his 6th grade at the Mysore campus. She asked, "Sir, is it possible for my child to stay back at the campus even during holidays?" Then I said, "Sure, Amma, definitely he can stay back. But don't you want him to stay with you at least for a couple of days?" Hearing this, she broke down and said, "Sir, I am in such difficult financial condition that I am not able to feed my own child. In your Gurukulam, he gets at least 3 meals a day." This conversation made me realize the profound impact our institutions have on the lives of children, even in basic necessities like food. Our elders always say, 3 things are most important when it comes to children: Uta, Ata and Pata. Uta means good food, Ata means fun and games, Pata is the learning. This is the order we follow even when new students join us. First we give them good food, and then we make them play a lot of games so that they are happy and they can integrate better into the system. And at last we start the Pata, that is the actual learning part. Coming back to the schedule, Shivani, take us through the next event.
After eating our breakfast, we all sit together to watch the morning news. It is always good to keep ourselves updated of the current affairs. We also read the newspaper to know what is happening around the world.
That's interesting, Shivani. It is important for all of us to be aware of what is happening around the world, as all these events impact us in various ways. With this, the Rajasic period begins. Let's listen from Pranav what happens after the morning news.
At 8 am, we have assembly prayers, which includes a multi-faith prayer. Panchanga Shravanam, which is the recital of the Hindu almanac about the day's astronomical positions, takes place. A student reads out the 5 main astronomical aspects, namely the day of the week, Vara, lunar position, Tithi, Nakshatra, constellation, Yoga and Karana.
We all take turns to deliver short speeches on various topics such as idealism, patriotism and life of great personalities. This improves our confidence and our oratory skills. Recently, we heard a speech of patriotism, how freedom fighters fought through non-violence. That really inspired me.
Just a quick point to add to whatever Tej said, that most of our students come from rural areas and they have very little exposure to English language. Additionally, they often lack self-confidence. This public speaking activity allows them to come forward and express their thoughts, and it gradually improves their oratory skills and more importantly boosts their self-confidence.
Akka, we also have word for the day. I learnt a new word today, petrichor, which means the smell of the earth when it rains.
That's a new word for me too, Pranav. I think in the pretext of teaching, we also get to learn a lot from students. You please continue.
After the assembly prayers, we conclude the morning assembly prayers by singing the national anthem and proceed to our classes.
Our classes commence at 8:15 am. Subjects like English, mathematics, science, social studies, etc. are taught by our teachers. Our teachers use various methods of teaching like presentations and videos to keep our focus and interest on the subject. We are also given assignments and projects which help us understand the concepts more easily.
At 10:30, we are given a short snack break. We get fruits or a glass of juice. Our classes resume at 10:45 up to 12:15. 5:15, we head for lunch. Our lunch menu consists of 5 items, that is chapati, curry, rice, sambar and curd. And on days like Sunday, Thursday and festivals, we get a special food like palav, raita, papad, rice and a special sweet.
After this, we take a power nap for half an hour. It really rejuvenates our body and mind because we get up quite early in the morning. Then we go back to our classes for the afternoon session. During this time, we revise the topics learnt in the morning. The afternoon session is all about practical learning. We have the lab sessions, revision classes and discussions during this time.
We have a computer lab with the best technology and updated systems. We have computer classes twice a week. We know how to use Word, Excel, PowerPoint and many more.
Some of us even know how to make short videos on various topics. We have Atal Tinkering Lab.
Pranav, for the benefit of our audience, can you please explain what are these Atal Tinkering STEM labs?
These are spaces that allow us to go beyond textbook learning and understand our subjects in a better way by project models and experiments. We have made few projects such as the glasses for visually challenged people. These help the visually challenged people to get to know what or who is in front of them, thus aiding in easier navigation.
The second project is mainly for farmers, the smart irrigation system. When the moisture in the soil is less than 40%, it automatically starts watering. And when the moisture in the soil crosses 60%, it automatically stops. We have presented our talents in many places like Indian startup festivals and in many inter-school forums. And we have even won prizes for it.
Wow, that's a very innovative model, Tej. Shivani, do you have anything to add here?
Sure. Art classes are conducted by art teachers. We have been given best quality art kits consisting of color pencils, sketch pens, crayons, watercolors, paint brushes and much more. Our teachers have taught us simple watercolor techniques to make beautiful and colorful paintings.
Here is an important point to note. All these activities are made possible due to the academic curriculum that we have adapted at our Gurukulam. We follow the NIOS, that is National Institute of Open Schooling, which gives us a lot of flexibility in terms of assessments, choice of subjects, pedagogy, organizing the timetables and so on. Due to this, we have been able to implement an all-encompassing learning curriculum for our students. Apart from this, as we also emphasize on the conceptual learning, our grading systems are also unique. Our students are graded not just based on pen and paper tests, but also through project works, demonstrations, presentations and many more activities. Pranav, you all stay in the hostel. Please share your experiences of what you have learnt in the Gurukulams.
It is said that childhood is the time to learn and grow, and we must not waste it. Learning is fun, and our teachers also work hard with us. They are available to us throughout the day. This is one of the most advantageous aspects of our Gurukulam. Our teachers stay with us and are available to us throughout the day. Our teachers not only teach us about academical subjects, but also take care of us and our needs at every step.
Just like how Pranav mentioned, it was a similar experience for me too when I joined the hostel. I had teachers who would stay with us, clear our doubts beyond the class hours and get to know us personally. And more important than the curriculum is the hostel, which creates a sense of home away from home. Talking of hostel reminds me of an incident when I joined the hostel and how my teachers and sisters took care of me when I was unwell. Few days after I joined the hostel, I had a fall and my chin was injured. It was during those days that my sisters and teachers took complete care of me, right from feeding me my meals to giving me tablets. They ensured that I was comfortable in the hostel. I received so much love during those moments that not even for a moment was I reminded of the fact that I was away from home. And now I am at the giving end. I would like to give back whatever I have received so far to the younger generation. I think this is the culture of a hostel, right? Where each live together, each live for each other and evolve together. We can go on and on talking about hostel. Let's come back to the schedule. Tej, what happens next?
4 p.m. is the snacks time, where we get a variety of snacks, such as murmuri, bondas, bhajis and the favorite of all, noodles. Hot milk is served compulsory along with the snack. We can't resist taking help of these extra yummy snacks. We don't even think of wasting a second of time for the most awaited time of the day.
The games time, we play various sports such as cricket, basketball, badminton, football and many more.
What are your favorite games, Tej and Pranav?
My favorite games are cricket and basketball.
Mine is cricket and tennis.
What about you, Shivani?
Shuttle badminton is my favorite.
Anna, which is your favorite game?
My favorite games are shuttle badminton and chess. But you know, back when I joined our Gurukulam as a student, the only game which I knew of was cricket. I did not even know that so many other games existed. But now, after I have been a student for such a long time, I have not only been exposed to various sports and games, but also have become better at some of them. Come January, it's a month long of celebration for all our students, as we have the annual sports and cultural meet, where students from 28 all of our 28 different educational institutions come together to participate in various competitions and also exhibit their talent in various events like paramotors, bike riding, lion dance, hot air balloons and so on. Shivani, I am sure you are a part of these events, right? So can you please share what was your experience in the sports meet?
Yes, Anna. January is the month all of us look forward to. All our sisters and brothers from all our various campuses come together and we get so excited to meet each other. We form teams with students from all campuses to foster friendship and bonding between each of us. For us, it is not a competition but a celebration of true sportsmanship. This year, I was part of the March Past and I also participated in a group event which represented the folk dances of Karnataka.
Great to hear that, Shivani. We also have a world-class cricket stadium named the Sai Krishnan Cricket Stadium, which was inaugurated earlier this year, with a friendship cricket match being organized by none other than the legendary cricketer Mr. Sunil Gavaskar. Two teams consisting of international cricket players played for the One World, One Family Cup.
Yeah, during the inauguration, we saw many famous cricketers such as Sachin Tendulkar, Yuvraj Singh and Sunil Gavaskar. And it was my first time I saw a live cricket match and we thoroughly enjoyed it. Alongside sports, we can also use the evening time in any other hobbies such as practicing music, dance, arts and crafts. I am part of the institution's Sai Symphony Orchestra and I play the violin. Our orchestra is India's largest orchestra, comprising students from grade 6 to university level. Our teacher is Mr. Dimitri sir, who has come from America to teach us.
Well, Pranav, I was also privileged to be part of institution's band when I was student, and I was fortunate to learn clarinet under the guidance of Mr. Dimitris Lambrianos, who is a Greek-American, an accomplished musician who can play more than 30 instruments. He has been teaching in the Gurukulam for past 8 years. Like many others, I had no prior exposure to musical instruments or even their names. Being in band fostered discipline and teamwork among us as a group. Shivani, if I remember correctly, you are a singer, right?
We are taught classical music at all our campuses. Alongside singing, I've also learned to play the tabla. Thanks to a tabla teacher, with sufficient effort, I can now play tabla for the evening bhajans at our campus. Music, both instrumental and vocal, has helped me connect with the divine and appreciate its subtle nuances and depth. Along with vocal and singing, we are also taught classical dance forms like Bharatnatyam and Kuchipudi.
Adding on to what Shivani has just said, it was through these institutions that most of us got exposed to art forms like music, dance, drama, etc. When I was a student, I also had the wonderful opportunity to learn Yakshagana, an indigenous art form that is native to this state of Karnataka. This way, our institution promotes and encourages students to follow their talents and pursue their passion. Our institution's efforts are to preserve the spiritual and cultural quotient of Indian classical music and all the other art forms, so that we don't use them just for entertainment, but more importantly for enlightenment. It also becomes our duty to pass on this great cultural heritage to our next generation. As our founder says, everybody cannot be a rasika or a gayaka or a musician, but definitely everybody can be a rasika who experiences and who enjoys the beauty of these art forms. This is the reason why basic music education is imparted in all our institutions.
Yes, brother. This is how our Gurukulam is promoting the all-round growth of student. I remember how our founder guided us on this. He said, be jack of all trades but master of one, meaning to learn the basics of all the skills and master at least one of them. Now let's switch to taking up some Sattvic activities again. Tej, what happens after the games?
The clock ticks 5:40 and it's prayer time. We all assemble at our prayer hall and sing bhajans, devotional songs and chant Vedas. After our prayers, we have our dinner time. We are served dinner. Having dinner early is good for the health as well as the digestion. After our dinner, we have our Paravidya classes.
As Tej just mentioned, after dinner is the another most important segment of our curriculum, that is the Paravidya or the spiritual knowledge. During these classes, we teach students few of the concepts from ancient Indian scriptures such as Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, Ramayana, Mahabharata, Vedas and Subhashitas. We also teach them Adhyatmic Sangeet, which includes devotional songs and stotrams. As Shivani just mentioned, basic classical music, identification of their ragas are also taught to the student. Pranav, Tej and Shivani, why don't you tell us what few of the concepts that you learn during the Paravidya classes?
Sure, Akka. One of the Subhashitas we have learned speaks about the 5 qualities a student must cultivate. Kaka chesta bhakodhyanam, Shvana nidra tathaivacha, alpaha arigrahatyagi, vidyarthi pancha lakshanam, which means the perseverance of a crow, focus of a crane, alertness of a dog, moderation in eating habits, and to lead a simple life. These are the 5 qualities a student must cultivate.
As the part of Adhyatmika Sangeeta, we learnt many ragas like Sindhu Bhairavi and Hamsadwani. Besides music knowledge, these ragas also have a healing effect on the mind and the body.
Shivani, would you like to talk about what you learned from Bhagavad Gita?
The Bhakti Yoga chapter of the Bhagavad Gita talks of 40 qualities that a true devotee of God should cultivate. Our teacher told us to pick up at least one of these qualities and practice them. Tulya ninda stutir mauni, santushto yena kenachit, aniketa sthiramatihi, bhaktiman me priyonaraha. Meaning, the one who is not affected either by praise or blame, who is engrossed in silent contemplation, who is content and detached with a stable mind. Such a devotee is dear to me, says Lord Krishna. I also chose one of these qualities, that is Mauni. It means to avoid unnecessary talk and speak in a polite manner with everyone.
Well, that was very informative and enlightening for all of us. Every month, we conduct spiritual quizzes known as Adhyatmika Rasa Prashna to test the learnings of the students. Additionally, we also observe Paravidya Day, wherein the students demonstrate all that they have learnt about Paravidya during that month. The teaching of these scriptures enlighten us about the purpose of our lives. So it's not mere rhetoric reading of the lines. We try to understand their essence and teachings and try to put them into practice in our daily lives. These learnings emphasize a fine balance between learning and living during the crucial years of student life. Pranav, what happens after the Paravidya class?
After the Paravidya classes, we are given hot turmeric milk, which induces good sleep and improves our immunity.
Followed by this, we chant the Hanuman Chalisa in praise of Lord Hanuman, who is the epitome of devotion, strength and courage. Chanting the Hanuman Chalisa inspires us to cultivate at least some of these qualities.
Before we go to bed, we have gratitude writing. In my gratitude diary, I express thanks to every single thing I am blessed with each day. My parents, friends, brothers, facilities and etc. Now I know why they say, count your blessings and count them again. Truly, there are so many blessings to count every day.
Rightly said, Tej Krishna. That is the reason they say gratitude is the right attitude. Gratitude writing is a great reminder not only for students but for us elders alike. It helps us to end our day in a very positive note. Life in our hostel is all about living together and learning together. The bonding the students develop across classes is a sight to watch. Whenever the new students come, the senior students are always there to welcome them, to comfort them, and to guide them at each step. Even the junior students are always excited to make new friends and to be always around their seniors whom they consider as role models. Pranav, talk to us about the activities that you all do together at the hostel.
Every month we have birthday celebrations of those students whose birthday falls in each month. Celebrating birthdays in Gurukulam is much more better than at homes because we do it with all our friends and have a lot of fun.
Weekends are exciting days for us because every Saturday we are shown movies of different genres. Recently, we watched a movie of Kung Fu Panda 4. We all laughed holding our stomachs. At the same time, we took home the message of perseverance.
One of my favorite movies is Super 30. It inspired us a lot. We learned that with determination, we can overcome any kind of obstacles and achieve greatness in life.
That's so nice to hear from all of you. Since all of you stay in the hostel, how do you spend your Sundays? What are the different activities do you do?
Once a month, we have parents meet, where our parents come to visit us. And we even have campus cleaning, where we clean our campus and the surrounding areas. On other Sundays, we are taken to trekking, field trips, museums, exhibitions and many more. None of us would even like to miss one of these special trips.
Every Thursday and Sunday, we have satsangs with our founder and guru, Sri Madhusudan Sai. He provides us insights on various topics on spirituality. What is special in our case is that our founder is accessible to each and every one of us. He always keeps us motivated. He lovingly inquires about our welfare.
That's inspiring to listen, Pranav. You all have plenty of opportunities to follow your interest and talents. So Shivani, why don't you tell us the platforms you get to showcase your talents?
Intra-school competitions are conducted on a regular basis. We have also participated in inter-school competitions through the Pratibha Karanji, an event organized by the government of Karnataka to showcase our talent. Competitions on themes such as art, painting, elocution, drawing, folk song, devotional songs, folk dance, Bharatnatyam, etc. were conducted. We have participated in many of these competitions and won prizes and received much appreciation.
Festivals are time where we have a lot of fun celebrating them. At the same time, we participate in competitions and games.
Tej, why don't you speak a bit more on what are the festivals that you celebrate and how do you celebrate these festivals in your hostel?
We celebrate festivals ranging from Ganesh Chaturthi, Krishna Janmashtami, Eid and Christmas. We even learn the significance of why we celebrate these festivals. There are some festivals which are really special to us. Mine is Krishna Janmashtami because I like Krishna so much.
Is that why your name is Tej Krishna?
Yes, Pranav. In Krishna Janmashtami, we even feed and clean the cows in our Goshalam. Not only that, we even have fun games like pot breaking and tug of war. Forgetting who we are, all our brothers, seniors, teachers, all come together and have a lot of fun.
I look forward to Ganesh Chaturthi. We are extremely busy from a week before because each class makes their own Ganesha idol. We also perform few cultural programs. During the Visarjan or immersion of Ganesha in the water, we feel very sad because we have to wait for another year for him to come and be with us again.
Navratri is also a grand festival for us. Every day, Navratri homas are performed. Idols are brought all the way from Kolkata for the Durga Puja. The Kolu dolls are also arranged and all this culminates in the Rudra homas.
Talking of homas, we have homas on every first Thursday of the month. These are a form of expressing gratitude to all the gods and goddesses in our nature. They play an important role purifying the atmosphere and increasing its positive energy.
Now, as we talked about our day schedule, I realize how much we do in a day even without our knowledge. And by the time we hit our beds at 9:30, we don't even feel that we have fallen asleep.
Rightly said, Tej Krishna. In an age where time is of essence and everybody is struggling to manage their time, having this disciplined daily routine enables us to do a lot of things without compromising on anything. This has indeed become a natural way of our lives.
True. Every day is a packed day but a purposeful one that teaches us great lessons about life and living. The routine follows but no monotony is felt. The right mix of every required facets of values-based integral education is given at our institution. This nourishing atmosphere ensures that every child is supported and motivated. That's why they say, motivation gets you going and discipline keeps you growing. Thanks to this routine that ensures that we spend every day in a fulfilling way.
I remember a quote by Denzel Washington. He says, without commitment, you will never start. But more importantly, without consistency, you will never finish. Character building, which is the most important facet of education, does not happen in a day. It happens over a period where a system of education strives continuously and consistently to mold human values through their teachers, their curriculum, their system, and the very routine itself. With this, we come to the conclusion of our webinar. I'm sure all of you would have had a wonderful time listening to all our students speak, just like we had. These students are a testimony to our Gurukulam system of education. Shivani, Pranav and Tej are just a sample of thousands of students whose lives are being molded and transformed at the Gurukulam. But none of this would have been possible without your continued support and kindness. So before we move forward to the question and answer session, I request Sister Reshma to share with us the platforms and the venues which are available for our viewers to participate in our mission.
Yes, brother. We have 3 scholarship programs covering different stages of students' education in our institution. Each one Educate One scholarship programs covers students from grade 6 to grade 12 in Sri Sathya Sai Lok Seva Gurukulam. The cost per each child is Rs 1 lakh per annum. Each one Higher Educate One scholarship program covers university students from undergraduate to PhD studies in the Sri Sathya Sai University for Human Excellence. The cost per each child is Rs 2.5 lakh per annum. Each one Medical Educate One scholarship program provides sponsorship for students pursuing medical degrees in Sri Madhusudan Sai Institute of Medical Sciences and Research. The cost per child is Rs 8 lakh per annum. Within India, you can contribute to the Each One Educate One Foundation or Prashanti Balamandira Trust. Contribution to both trusts are eligible for tax credits. We also have sister charities abroad in US, UK, Canada, Australia, Netherlands, Germany and Poland. You can contribute through the link available in the slide or reach out to the volunteers at their contact information. We look forward for your continued investment in enabling transformative journey to the rural children.
So today we have with us Mr. Sunil Naran. He is an alumnus of Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning. He has over 25 years of experience in business leadership and consultancy in the fashion industry. He was the business head and vice president of UB Global. Currently, he serves as the trustee of the Each One Educate One Foundation. Sir, please welcome to this webinar, and please I request you to speak a few words about the Each One Educate One Foundation.
Namaskar and good evening to everyone. Thank you for this opportunity, and firstly I would like to congratulate you all, especially the little time managers who are seated here, doing a wonderful job of their daily routine and managing their time so well. This actually caught my attention because being a management professional myself, I recollect that time management was a very, very important topic in our management studies, and it is often said in the business world that time is money. Of course, here time is wealth, is how I would put it. And this wealth is not just a material wealth, but a wealth which takes care of all their needs and prepares the foundation not just for their living, but more importantly, for their life itself. So I'm very impressed with the way they go about their routines and the way they manage their time. And truly, there is no better lesson in time management than what we just heard. Coming to the Each One Educate One Foundation, which I am a member of, and both proud and humbled to be so. The foundation is actually nothing but a culmination of the collective efforts of alumni who have studied and graduated from the institutions founded by Sri Sathya Sai Baba. I myself am one of those fortunate students and alumnus from Sri Sathya Sai Baba's institutions in Puttaparthi and in Whitefield. And several of us at one point of time, after having gone through the grind, so to say, of the corporate world, after having spent probably 2 decades or more in professional life, we felt that it was time for us to come back, to join our hands together and put in our collective efforts in taking forward the legacy that we were very fortunate to receive from our master, and direct our energies and efforts towards the dissemination of quality education, which is not just focused on the secular studies, but also on the higher studies, which is focused on character building, as was mentioned, which is focused on a spiritual orientation in life, giving them the basis and the foundation of life itself. And this is something that was very dear to us, and as a group of alumni, both men and women, we came together to become a part of the Each One Educate One Foundation. The foundation is now about 6 years old, and over the last 6 years, there have been several learnings for us and several strides forward, I would say, where we have been instrumental in enabling the education and the other basic needs of several students from rural geographies in South India in particular, and from across the country as well, where students, little children at the age of 11 or 12 years, who would otherwise not have access to quality education, who would otherwise not be able to afford this kind of education, have been given this opportunity through this platform to come and join the institutions here, to reside in them, and to transform their lives and become fully empowered. Like you rightly mentioned, this has been possible with the tremendous support that we have received from society, from kind-hearted, like-minded individuals, both in India and abroad, and also from corporates within the country and other foundations from within India and from overseas. And it has been a truly gratifying experience to undertake this journey, to put in all these efforts, and to finally, I would say, reap the fruits of all that has been done in these last 12 years. And of course, we don't stop here at all. We would say that this is just a pilot that has been rolled out over the last decade or so, and there are miles to go before we sleep. What I would also like to mention in this context is that as far as our patrons and our supporters are concerned, here is a phenomenal platform, here is a phenomenal model, here is a very well thought out, comprehensive composite model that we have put in place, which is functioning at a very efficient level of costs, I would say. What we do, the kind of quality that is injected into the system across the board, whether it is academics or whether it is other aspects, other daily aspects of life, all this is being accomplished at a very efficient cost point, which would be difficult to match even for just academics in the urban world, so to say. And that's something that I'm sure all our patrons and our partners would be happy to know and understand, that the investment they are making in the future of this country through these young children who are given this opportunity of starting their journey at the age of 11 in school, in higher primary school, and then making it right up to graduation or post-graduation in the university, or even medical education, whether it is MBBS or nursing and allied health sciences, or even skill development in vocational areas. So here is a model that is an ideal investment platform, which is very conscious of every single rupee, every single dollar that is coming from the hard-earned earnings of all our patrons, and delivering ultimately this kind of impact and this kind of complete empowerment. I guess that was a very long monologue from my side, covering as much as I could. But yes, to put it in a gist, I think this is a fantastic end-to-end model, not just for the beneficiaries, but also for the benefactors.
Thank you, sir. That was really informative. We have few questions here. The first question is for Pranav and Tej. So Pranav and Tej, what a wonderful control over your language fluency being in 7th grade. How did your kids develop the great control over speaking, that too in front of media and live audience? Would you please answer this question?
We have developed this control of speaking only by the assembly talks and all the opportunities we are given to speak in our Gurukulam. This helps us to build our confidence and speak well in other public places.
And our interns and teachers always support us to speak in English. And in our hostel, it's compulsory to speak in English. This improves our fluency in English.
Thank you, Tej and Pranav. We have one more question for Sunil sir. Sir, what is the foundation's sustainability approach?
So sustainability, I believe, has two sides to it. One is the people side of sustainability, the human resource side of sustainability, where we are into capacity building, like I mentioned in the previous webinar as well. The focus of this entire effort, this entire mission, and the larger vision of our founder, Shri Madhusudan Sai, is to build capacity in rural India, not just for education itself, but much beyond that, into a situation or a future where rural and urban divide is completely bridged through healthcare, through education, and through good nutrition for all our rural populace. So that is one side of the sustainability aspect, which is very much on display here at this panel also. And the other side, of course, is the financial sustainability of our projects, which we have so far over the last 12 years successfully achieved, accomplished, and not merely stayed static, but we have grown, we have expanded from a one school scenario in 2012. We are today at 25 schools. We have a university, a private autonomous university that began in 2019 and 20, creating a seamless pathway for our school students to move into higher education. Today, we are the only institution perhaps in the country who has set up a free of cost medical college, which is unheard of, unthinkable, and perhaps unimaginable. So the financial sustainability aspect again has been consciously and actively addressed over this last decade, and this continues to be the case with us. While we do not rely on a business model to back us, we do rely on society, we do rely on other businesses who are there to actually engage in their profit-making enterprises, do a great job of it, and then also share that wealth with institutions like ours for the uplift of the rural brethren in our country. So this is how we have been managing our sustainability aspects, both on the people side and also on the financial side.
Thank you, sir. I think that answered the question. Sir, the next question is to you again. Can corporates sponsor any of the facilities in the school?
Absolutely. Corporates can participate in sponsoring facilities, in sponsoring the scholarships and the fellowships for our students, and also engage in mentoring and volunteering with our institutions. So there are multiple avenues available for corporates as per their policy, as per their vision, and as per their CSR focus.
Thank you, sir, for the answer. I think we do not have any more questions, because I think it's also the fact that seeing our students on the panel have answered most of the questions which may arise in people about our Gurukulams. With this, we come to the conclusion of the webinar. Our heartfelt gratitude to all of you who have made time to attend this webinar across time zones. We look forward to your continued participation in our mission. Stay tuned with us, because we have exciting events coming up in the month of July. The most important one being the third convocation of Sri Sathya Sai University for Human Excellence. So thank you all again. Sai Ram.